And if you recall correctly, the audience there was quite disappointed because Beyonce didn't perform at the Beyonce event.
And because Texas is ground zero for the impact of these Trump abortion bans. There's a story out today, in fact, of another young woman who lost her life because of it. And we were hoping to be able to fit
You love how she like slides that in, but then doesn't give you any context to the story at all. It's nice.
it in around that. And ultimately weren't able to do it.
Timing, calendars are tough. Scheduling is hard. And you know, the fact that we had the opportunity to go on the biggest podcast in the world for a few hours, and you know that Kamala would have got more views than Donald Trump on that podcast, for the record, and she chose not to. But the Beyonce event, you know, that was far more important. And then the battleground states, that's where she had to focus, and that focus, it paid off. The focus paid off. That's a question mark at the end of that. It's 9:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Good morning, 9:30 now, and I'm Joan Jones with your top stories. President-elect Trump naming his pick to lead the National Institutes of Health. ABC's Selena Wang.
Donald Trump, he said that he is choosing Stanford University's Dr. Jay Bhattacharya to run the National Institutes of Health. Now, this is the world's largest medical research agency, and Bhattacharya is a vocal critic of the very agency that he's been tapped to run, becoming famous for harshly criticizing pandemic lockdowns and the federal government's response to COVID-19.
A spectacular appointment, according to RFK Jr. tweeting from his X account last night. So what would mass deportations look like for Nashville? When asked about it yesterday, Mayor Freddie O'Connell stopped short of calling Nashville a so-called sanctuary city.
We've had lots of conversations in Tennessee through the years about, so-called dreamers and their presence in the community. DACA recipients don't know what those programs are going to carry, but I think for us, we want to ensure both stability of quality of life and safety for all Nashvillians.
A Pew Research study finds roughly 90,000 illegal immigrant workers in Tennessee, mostly in construction or agriculture. President-elect Trump has said violent criminal illegals would be the first targeted in his deportation plan. Well, some North Carolina college students are catching a break.
The University of North Carolina, Asheville is offering free in-state tuition for spring 2025, covering the $2,061 semester price tag with grants. The tuition break is intended for families that live in sections of the state devastated by Hurricane Helene in September. Repairs to the UNC Asheville campus itself have topped $30 million.
ABC's Jim Ryan there. That is the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Joan Jones, WTN News.
9:38 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. My name is Chris Hand. Happy Thanksgiving to you and yours. If you're getting in the car, you're heading to the airport. Good luck with your travel today. Good luck. I hope it's not bad. Although I am watching the misery tracker, the misery map from FlightAware.
Stay away from those Rocky Mountains.
Stay away. Denver currently sitting with 37 delays and cancellations right now. Atlanta, they're trying to step up. Atlanta's got 26 delays and cancellations right now.
I know you can do it, Atlanta.
We're rooting for you. We're rooting for you.
I know the traffic's got to be horrible.
Dallas-Fort Worth has 25 cancellations or delays currently. So I'm loving the misery map. I am. This is what I enjoy this when I don't have to travel.
Yes.
A lot more. So yeah, the misery map. I'll keep you updated on that all day long.
This is planes, trains, and automobies in real life.
It's the best. It's the best. Good luck.
I'm in Wichita.
Good luck getting a rental car. It's going to be the most expensive Thanksgiving ever. I don't know if you know that. This is one of my favorite things that we've done every holiday, every barbecue since Joe Biden took office and Kamala Harris took office. It's like, this is the most expensive Memorial Day on record. This is the most expensive 4th of July on record. It's like we've had 4 years of this. Everything has been the most expensive on record since the year before.
And the darkest.
Yeah. I can't wait, though. Starting in 2025, I'm looking forward to, this is the most inexpensive Memorial Day barbecue that we've had since 2021, right? Well, this is what we're going to get. This is what we're going to get, and I'm looking forward to it. Kamala's campaign advisors, they're playing the blame game. They're pointing fingers, and who can blame them? Who can blame them? You got senior advisors hopping on podcasts and telling all their tales out of school. Kamala's senior advisor, David Plouffe, has an idea on why Kamala lost the race.
The reason that we, the night of the first debate, challenged Trump to a second debate, we were going to do that whether that first debate went good, bad, or indifferent. We needed big moments. We were behind in the race with a candidate who was not fully defined.
Well, I mean, she was fully defined. Let's be honest. She was fully defined as an ineffective vice president who was dragging Joe Biden down. Remember that's how they defined her in the beginning. That was maybe the worst political choice Joe Biden could have made, was selecting Kamala Harris as vice president. She was pretty defined. Let's be honest. She was just defined in a way that they would rather not have her defined. That's the scenario they were in. They were having to redefine her. And that was an uphill battle. Lots of things to be thankful for this season. Lots of things. Kamala not being the president-elect, first among them. But her campaign chairs are out there. Jen O'Malley Dillon, she was saying essentially the same thing. We didn't have enough time.
She did more traditional media than Trump did, as you point out. Did basically none. Like literally none.
Thank God, no shit for that.
Oh, can you hit that dump button?
Get shit.
Sorry, these Democrats swear a lot. But essentially, what she said was, we had a limited amount of time to reach the people we were trying to reach. And we were up against a narrative that we weren't doing anything, or we were afraid to have interviews. And that was not the case. Then why didn't she do any interviews? Her internal polling was down, and they knew that the entire time. She was behind the entire time via internal polling. They didn't do anything to right the ship. Nothing at all. And it ended up being a Thanksgiving miracle for us. The lack of being able to redefine Kamala Harris really shot them in the foot. And now she's making bizarre videos about how great they did. But they knew that they had no path to victory. Breitbart has the story. Senior advisors who worked on the Kamala Harris campaign have admitted that vice president had no pathway to victory. On the Pod Save America podcast, several campaign advisors told them that the Harris campaign, well, they knew that they weren't winning that presidential election. She said, we were hopeful. I don't know how optimistic we were, but we thought, okay, this is tied. And if a couple things break our way, we could win. Couple things. They just needed a couple things to break their way. It never broke their way, and they understood that. Hey, by the way, Joe, Nurse Jill, and Hunter have arrived in Nantucket yesterday for their final Thanksgiving vacation on taxpayer money. So they're at the beach. They're not dealing with some of these airports and the delays. But before he left for the beach, he had to announce a ceasefire. There's a ceasefire between Israel and Hezbollah, and Joe Biden announced it yesterday. And he was going to he thanked a president here, and I thought he was going to thank President-elect Trump, but he didn't go that route.
Today, I have some good news to report from the Middle East. I just spoke with the Prime Minister of Israel and Lebanon. I'm pleased to announce that their governments have accepted the United States proposal to end the devastating conflict between Israel and Hezbollah. I want to thank President Macron of France for his...
You meant President-elect Trump. That's when he said, I want to thank President, I was like, no way, he's not going to do it, is he? And then he said Macron. I'm like, what? What has the president of France done? Let's be honest. It's President-elect Trump. We're seeing the Trump effect in real time.
Conflict between Israel and Hezbollah. I want to thank President Macron of France for his partnership in reaching this moment. For nearly 14 months, a deadly conflict raged across the border that separates Israel and Lebanon. A conflict that began the day after the October 7 attack by Hamas on Israel. Hours later, at 2 a.m. in the morning, Hezbollah and other terrorist organizations backed by Iran attacked Israel in support of Hamas.
And who emboldened them? Our weak and ineffective leadership in the White House. Thank goodness this guy's out. Thank goodness. But at the same time, he's escalating in Ukraine. We got long-range U.S. missiles. We got landmines. And Joe Biden is reportedly making a last-ditch effort to get Congress to approve another $24 billion in aid and munitions to Ukraine. Charlie Kirk posting this yesterday. The Biden administration just unilaterally forgave $4.7 billion in U.S. taxpayer loans to Ukraine. And now this is a last-minute effort to tie President Trump's hands from negotiating peace by escalating violence and risking World War III. Absolutely not. This is what we're seeing. It's like they want to burn this place down on their way out. Absolute insanity. We're seeing it all over the place. So Joe Biden, he's taking credit and giving credit to President Macron of France for that ceasefire that is really the Trump effect in real time. And he's also escalating things in Ukraine. It's insanity. It's insanity. Thank goodness we don't have to put up with this anymore. January 20th can't get here soon enough. This year we all can be thankful for DJT winning the White House. Can we be honest? I mean, without Donald Trump